Thank you for tuning back in with us. This is One Voice, Many Stories. I'm your host, Kevin Bradford. Ellis didn't move at first. He just stood there letting the vibration settle in his bones. It wasn't loud, it wasn't aggressive. It was steady measured, almost deliberate, like the building was matching his heartbeat on purpose. He took a slow breath. The air inside felt different now. Not heavy, not stale, just aware. Like the space around him had shifted from observing him to acknowledging him. He clicked a recorder. Re-entry confirmed. The structure is responsive. Not random, not environmental, intentional. He lowered it and started walking. The hallway had stretched ahead, but it didn't feel like the same hallway he left. The lights were steady, but the shadows were sharper, cleaner, like the building had redrawn its edges while he was outside. The floor beneath him didn't creak or hum, it waited. Every step he took felt like he was being measured. He reached the first intersection and stopped. The corridor to the left was darker than the others. Not unlit, just dim, like the building wanted him to notice it without inviting him. The corridor to the right was brighter, but the brightness felt artificial, like a stage choice. Straight ahead, the hallway looked unchanged. He clicked the recorder again. 3 paths. None of them matched the original layout. The building is recognizing itself. Not because it looked safest, not because it looked dangerous, but because it felt like the only path that wasn't pretending. The moment he stepped into the dim corridor, the temperature shifted. A slow creeping warmth rose from the floor, not enough to burn, just enough to feel like something beneath the surface was moving. The walls tightened slightly, narrowing the space around him. Not crushing, not trapping, just adjusting. He kept walking. Halfway down the corridor, he heard something, a faint rhythmic tapping. No footsteps, no machinery. More like something drumming her fingertips on the inside of the wall. He stopped. The tapping stopped too. He took one step forward. The tapping resumed, matching his pace one beat behind him. He didn't turn, he didn't speak, he just listened. The tapping wasn't following him, it was echoing him, repeating him, learning him. He clicked a recorder, sound mimicry, not an echo, a response. He kept moving. The corridor opened a small room he didn't remember seeing before. The walls were smooth, seamless, like they'd been poured in one piece. No doors, no vents, no fixtures. Just a single overhead light that buzzed with a low, steady tone. He stepped inside. The tapping stopped. The hum from the hallway faded. The room felt insulted, not from the sound, but from the rest of the building. Like he had stepped into a pocket the structure had carved out specifically for him. He walked to the center and stood still. The light overhead flickered once. The floor shifted beneath him. A slow circular rotation barely noticeable unless he focused. The room wasn't spinning. The floor was just repositioning him. He clicked a recorder. Floor movement, controlled, not mechanical. More like the building was aligning me. The rotation stopped. The light above him dimmed, then brightened, then dimmed again, setting to a soft, steady glow. Ellis exhaled. Okay, he said quietly. Now what? The walls answered. A low vibration rolled through the room, rising from the floor, spreading upward like a wave. It wasn't threatening. It wasn't painful. It felt like the building was scanning him, not his body, but his presence. The vibration faded. The wall directly in front of him shifted. Not open, not cracked, shifted. The surface rippled once like the fabric catching a breeze, then solidified again. Except now there was a faint outline of a doorway where it hadn't been one before. Ellis stepped closer. The outline paused once, matching the rhythm he had felt early in the hallway. He raised the recorder. New entry point, not visible before. The structure is guiding me. He reached out and touched the outline. The wall warmed under his fingertips. Then it softened. The surface gave way like a thick gel, parting just enough for him to push through. He hesitated for the first time, not out of fear, out of understanding. This wasn't a door, it was an invitation. He stepped through. The wall closed behind him instantly, sealing without a sound. The space on the other side was darker, wider, and colder. A chamber that felt older than the rest of the building, like it had been waiting long before he ever arrived. Ellis lifted the recorder one more time. Entering a new section. No visible exit, no sound, no movement. Feels foundational. He lowered it. Something in the dark shifted. Not a shape, not a figure, a presence. And for the first time since he entered the building, Ellis felt something looking back. Thank you for listening to another episode of One Voice Mini Stories.